Hello and welcome to Morris Park. Today I have something a little different kind of unboxing. While I was at work today, and what I do for a living is I pack and move our military around the world. But while I was at work today, I went out to pack something for some folks, a patio table glass top. And I walked out on their patio and noticed something that I knew right away. And this is something pretty much from my childhood. And I've been wanting to get another one of these, but I didn't really know where actually to get one. And even though some of my family goes up north once in a while and goes to the area where these are from, I didn't want to have them dig them out of the wild either. I just wanted to get one. But it's been a long time wondering where to find one and haven't yet. But what I have in this kind of unboxing, and this is not your usual mail unboxing, is this. Now, many of you are probably saying, well, what's so special about those? The center's kind of dead, but the side ones are real nice. Look how nice those side ones are. And a couple of nice little ones. Now, what these are a cactus that's native to the Great Plains of the United States, from Canada all the way down into Mexico. And these are Coryphantha vivipara. As a kid, I lived in North Dakota for about a year and a half and used to see these grow. And I'll tell you a little bit about that here while I'm planting them in just a second. Now, as I've got these out here, you can see that they're kind of in just, it looks almost like a birthday cake of soil. And the reason they're like this, because when I asked the folks about this cactus and where they'd got it, they said it grew in their backyard in Kansas. And their dog took great pleasure in digging them up, playing with them, and eating them, I guess. Dog with a cast iron stomach. But took great pleasure and really liked them to play with. Anyhow, they had some of these that they got out of their backyard. And I said, well, you know, I expressed an interest in them because I had known these things from when I was young. And they said, oh, well, if you'd like them, you can have them. We just want the pot. You can have them, just we want the pot. I said, hey, that's fine. That's cool. Great. So I brought these home on my wish list, totally. And I'm going to get to repotting these and tell you a little bit about them. Now, as I said, I knew these plants when I was a kid. When I was about 11, we moved up to Bismarck, North Dakota from California and stayed with my grandparents there for a while. I was up there about a year and a half. And I noticed in my grandmother's flower bed, there was this cactus growing, one of these. And I thought to myself, you know, I knew cactus out in California. I really did like cactus even when I was young like that. But they just couldn't possibly be growing here naturally. My grandmother must just put a cactus out there just for the heck of it. No way they could survive the cold. But sure enough, it was their native cactus. And I learned that later because I walked up the street, and our houses were pretty much right on the edge of the prairie. Our street ended in the prairie with a little church up there. And when I walked up into the prairie there, I could see these purple flowers blooming. And these have beautiful purple flowers. I'm going to have to clear off some of these little dead ones here. Peel these out. But anyhow, they have beautiful purple flowers. And you can see them kind of growing all through the grass there in the prairies. I notice this peat soil is kind of rough on them. A lot of the roots have been lost. But that's okay. We're going to fix that up. But anyhow, these grew in the prairie, and I was always amazed by them, that they could stand the winter temperatures up there, during some of them blizzards and so forth, with 40 below on the plains up there, and they always did well. And like I said, I've always wanted one of these again, but just never knew where to actually get one. I don't know of too many places that actually sell this one. And I kind of wanted one that would kind of take the cold a little bit, like we get here in the Ozarks. Just in case my heat went out in the greenhouse or something like that, it'd be really nice that they wouldn't have to be worried about as long as they were dry. They would take that extreme cold, way below zero, that these things will take. And, oh, will you look at that? Isn't that something? Now take a look here. Want to take a look there? Seedlings. Look at the little seedlings growing in there. All by themselves. Popping up. That's a bonus, huh? That is really cool. That was growing in amongst the little dead heads there. The seedlings are growing actually just right out of them. How cool. I'll have to kind of put those aside and see if I can get those planted in there with them. I think I'll just do that instead of trying to baby them off by themselves. They seem to have done well with the parents. So I think I'll just do that. But anyhow, they always amaze me. And I'm glad to have them again. The Thompsons were very nice to give these to me, and I thank them very much. Thank you, guys. This has enriched my collection again, and I always love that. Don't lose these seedlings. Set some of these just aside. In fact, I think I'll just break out this little top piece here, separate it, maybe kind of plant it as a little chunk or chunks. Whoops, gotta be careful. You guys don't fall all out of here. There's another one. I'm gonna try to keep that as a chunk, but it's really crumbly and dry. Okay, I think that's all of them right there. Pardon me. There's a couple smaller plants here. Well, they've lost a lot of the roots, but I'm going to try to get them to root again. I think they will do just fine. And the reason these are Coryphantha vivipara is because of what they have a habit of doing. And that is when they set offsets, a lot of times these offsets will break off real easy and they'll just fall on the ground and root. And they end up making huge colonies because of the rooting of all the branches. And I imagine because of those little seedlings too. But, oh, there we go. Try to remove as much of the soil as I can without hurting them too bad. I won't water these right at first, but I'll try to set those seedlings in and mist them down a little bit so they get a little bit of water. I know they're probably very thirsty. Oh, almost lost one. There's another one. Whole bunch of little seedlings there. All right. Now I've got my pot here. And a little piece of screen to put in the bottom. Keep that dirt from falling out in the soil. Some soil in here. Get a little out. As I said, I'm going to try not to break these apart too much more. I realize the soil on it's not very good, but I don't want to break off too many more of those roots if I can. I'll clean off some of the dead ones. A little bit of dead material in here. And you can actually see these have bloomed in recent times. You can see the dead flowers. They're actually very healthy. For being as dry as they are and everything, but these are used to being pretty dry up there on the plains, so they ought to do well here. Set these in. I think I'm going to have to fill in a little bit of soil. And set the smaller ones in. Some oak flowers there come from our local trees. Get that out. There we go. This one off to the side here. Some more of that dead off there. that. A little more soil. These things are used to just growing on kind of dry, rocky soil up in the plains. They're pretty used to hardtack, so to speak. Now over here, I'm going to set those little seedlings in. Try to get these dead spines from around it. There you go. Yeah, kind of a cool bonus getting the little seedlings. Set these off to the side. Try not to bury them too deep. I'm going to have to put some top dressing on there, so I'll kind of leave them exposed a little bit. Little guys are pretty small. Oops. Try to prop this little guy up. There you go. Really got to be careful with the top dressing. And let's see, there's another one. These are kind of delicate. There we go. A little soil around that to support it. And one little guy here. I forgot this one here. This is just kind of a head. It really doesn't have any roots on it. I'm going to kind of pick some of the dead tissue out from around it. And it should re-root pretty easily. It's very well calloused and so forth. And actually there's some roots right there. So it's ready to go anyway. It's going to re-root. So not a problem with that one. I'll just set that in there on top of that soil. I think it'll do just fine. And a teeny tiny guy here. Don't know if I can actually get a hold of it very well. That one might just get buried. Okay. A little top dressing on this. So I'm going to be a little careful on this. I get some of the smaller pieces over there. You have to be really careful on those. Really subject to be buried. I might even be convinced to leave that place open for a little bit. Put the gravel around everything else. Let them have a little bit of a open spot there for a bit. Maybe during the summer here, they'll grow out to where I can put a little more around them. I do have some fine stuff down here, I think. Yeah, it's almost like sand. You'll probably use that. Just get that kind of fine lava rock sand from where I crushed this up. There we go. So yeah, these kind of bring back some memories of when I was young. It's a pleasure to have them again. Can't wait for the purple flowers. It's kind of like, the flowers are kind of like Parodia Warneri, which is one of my favorites also just because of the color of the flowers, the big purple flowers. Now, they've since reclassified this, just like they reclassify everything these days. Some people classify this now as an Escobaria instead of a Coryphantha due to the seed structure. I think that it has a grooved seed structure, a pitted seed structure. that is more common with Escobaria than it is Coryphantha. I've always known these as Coryphantha. So it's kind of like me and monodeniums. Monodenium now being a euphorbia, I kind of stick with the monodenium still, just kind of separate it out. But yeah. See here, a few more right there beside them. Try not to get onto them too much. And there it is. I'll plant it up. Looks pretty nice. A few little rocks I'll have to brush off. I hope these do well for me. I've wanted these for a very long time. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, thank you very, very much. I very much appreciate this plant, and I'll be taking care of this in the Morris Park greenhouse, and hopefully it'll multiply and do well for me. This is Clyde Morris from Morris Park. I hope you've enjoyed this little video with me today. These Coryphantha viviparas are really great. If you can get some, I really suggest them because they're a beautiful cactus. But I really didn't have very much luck looking on the internet and stuff, really finding them much. And part of finding them too is where do they come from? Because some may be a little hardier than others just depending on the area that they grew, even though that they're all the same plant. Anyhow, thanks for joining me this evening. This is Clyde Morris from Morris Park. Take care.